Hey cool people, my name is Sarah. You can call me Woods. I go by Woods for most of the time, but my close friends and family refer to me as Sarah, so whatever you want to call me. We're setting the vibe. We're setting the tone. Green candle lighting commence. My finger hurts. I'm not gonna lie, I've lit these candles multiple times because I thought I was recording on my proper camera, but I was recording in the chat where you text someone, so I couldn't use that footage. I will not lie, I have filmed this video like 3 different times, and every time I didn't think I was good enough. That came out very depressing. Panels are going to be to the left of me to create ambiance on this side of my face. My name is Woods. I'm a medium. You can also call me Sarah, whatever you want. I remember when I was coming into my mediumship and finally exercising my abilities and practicing, I would always go on YouTube and look up, I would look for videos where people around my age were talking about what mediumship was, how they came into it, what their paranormal experiences are, etc. And I couldn't find a single video. So, most of the videos that I did see were people who were middle-aged, and although that's great, although that does give me a lot of info that helps me and is constructive to learning and stepping into my mediumship, I ultimately needed someone my age to talk about it. And there are people on the internet for sure. I just had a hard time finding videos. But I don't know, I felt like, I can make a video to help others out there who are experiencing things that are confusing, and maybe if they watch my video, I can help them make sense. And I also know some people are just interested in this. So I have always been connected to the other side. Not in the same way that a lot of mediums experience. I am not someone who had a lot of paranormal experiences when they were younger. There's maybe 2 or 3 different occasions where I experienced something a little weird when I was a child that could be explained as paranormal. Like books falling off of my bookshelf for a random reason, me sensing my grandpa, things like that, There is one story that I do tell often when I am explaining to others my mediumship journey, and so picture this. I was about 10. I was in grade 7. I was the only one home. At the time, I had an older brother who was 14, 15, and a younger brother who was 3. Everybody was out of the house. My mom wasn't home. My brothers weren't home. So I finished my schoolwork early. My mom left the house to pick up my little brother. I don't really remember. This was over a decade ago. I forget that I'm the only one home alone, and I hear my little brother call my name. I remember I walked out of my bedroom and I was like, yeah, hello, and I didn't hear anything. No one responded to me, so I walked up the stairs. I took a look around because the whole upstairs in that house was open concept. Nobody answered me, so I was like, oh right, maybe I was hallucinating. I don't know. I was 10, I would just kind of brush it off. I went back down in my room and there was a child's toy on my bed randomly that I did not put there. Yeah, that's it. I have no fucking clue to this day where that toy came from. I didn't put it there. I had never even seen it before. It was not my little brother's toy. So that's about the peak of my paranormal experiences as a child. Let's get into the real stuff. My mediumship comes into the story around maybe when I was 15, 16. I am going to be talking about sleep paralysis, and I know some people think sleep paralysis is psychological and others think it's paranormal. I'm talking about it from the standpoint that it's paranormal. So I'm about 15, 16, and I go to Mexico with my family. I'm in a resort in Ixtapa, and it's probably the first night there, and me and my older brother shared a room, and my bed was closest to the balcony side, and his bed was closest to the front door to walk into the hotel room. I had never had sleep paralysis before. I had never even heard of it. We went to bed, and our front door to our hotel room had no windows. It was literally just a typical door. And I wake up randomly in the middle of the night in a place that's foreign to me, and my brother is asleep. I wake up and I'm in bed and I can't fucking move. I'm frozen. And I start to freak out because I'm realizing I can't talk. I start to hear two men talking, and there's one man in a fedora. Both the men are middle-aged. And the door, that is a solid door into our room, it suddenly has a window, and two men are looking in and looking at me, and they're talking to each other and then looking at me, and I'm thinking like they're gonna break into the room and kill me or kidnap me. I can't fucking move. I can't talk. Sorry, I'm swearing too much. And I can't wake up my older brother to get him to tell these guys to go away. I start to try and move my fingers, and I'm trying to move my fingers, and I finally break out of it, and I look at the door, and there's no window. I don't sleep for the rest of the night. Flash forward, we're back in my hometown. I'm struggling with sleep paralysis on a nightly basis. Also, the show The Haunting of Hill House really triggers it. But the character that Victoria Pedretti plays, whenever I watched a scene where she was having a sleep paralysis episode, I would have one the same night, and it was fucking terrifying. I could make a separate video about sleep paralysis because holy shit, I've had so many experiences with it that I could actually make a whole video, but this video would be hours long, and I'm kind of feeling like that would be too long. Flash forward, I graduate high school, I'm off to university, and I go for university for about a semester, and then boom, COVID hits. And my parents bought this house before COVID hit, and they were 7 hours away from where I was going to university, so I dropped university and I moved here. I'm living with my parents, and I just remember every night I would go to bed in this room, I would feel like I was always being watched, and I still feel that way to this day. I remember every night before I went to bed, I would feel spirits. So my bed was against this wall, and I could feel spirits watching me all the time while I slept. My parents do live on indigenous land, on stolen land, and we live right by a reservation, but there's tons of burial sites around the area, and also cemeteries that date back to the 1700s. I always felt like there was two indigenous spirits, a woman maybe in her 30s, and then a man in his late 30s, and I used to feel them here all the time. They were beautiful. I don't typically see ghosts with my physical eye, or at least at this time I hadn't ever. I do now more so, but around this time I could see them in my head. I just remember every night I'd go to bed, they'd be standing in my room, and I would kind of get freaked out to sleep because I had no experience with this stuff. But because I had no experience, I didn't really make an effort to connect with them, and I was just, I don't know, we coexisted. I knew this house was haunted from the moment I moved in here. I hadn't really been experiencing a lot of things, but I knew it was haunted. I knew that there was a lot of energy here. And I remember, this is something I would talk to my mom about all the time. And there was one occasion where my mom and my stepdad, by the way, my stepdad doesn't believe, and they hear what sounds like a little kid running up the stairs. And I came to visit one weekend, and my mom was like, yeah, it sounded like a little kid was running up and down the stairs, and you and your little brother weren't home, and we don't know what it is. And I was like, I fucking knew it, because when my bed was against that wall and I could feel spirits watching me, I could always feel a little boy or something presenting itself as a little boy. Flash forward, my big brother passes away. We're just gonna baseline his story for now. And shit starts happening in this house. Doors start opening on their own. Lights start flickering like crazy. And I'm like, holy shit, ghosts are actually real. and he's visiting me in my dreams, and those were the first times that I ever got psychic messages and mediumship messages. And like, I believe anyone can be a medium. I think it can present itself in many different ways. My door starts to randomly open when I'm chilling in here in the middle of the day. Randomly, the doors would start to fucking open. Taylor, we have this YouTube channel together. She also lives at a crossroads. We both live at crossroads, and we live in 2 separate provinces, which I think is crazy. Taylor and I need to do a video on all of our similarities and our synchronicities because they're fucking insane. So I live at a crossroads, and that means like a lot of energies are going to be coming and going and passing through. So even though a lot of this could have been my brother communicating with us, it also could have been other spirits trying to communicate. In the middle of the night, my mom and my stepdad are about to go to bed, and their closet doors open. Their closet doors are like French doors, and they like open like this, like this, or yeah, you know what I mean. My mom tells me the next morning that they were like, and they were about to fall asleep, and my mom was gonna get up to go to the bathroom, and both of the doors open. My mom gets up and goes to check, and there's no one in there, and she closes them. Like, a lot of shit has happened in my parents' bedroom. I'm starting to get into ghost hunting and mediumship, and I'm starting to practice mediumship, and I'm starting to ghost hunt. And there was one night where my bed was against this wall. I wake up at 3 a.m. to violent pounding on my bedroom door. Like pounding. Like it's like, FBI, open up. I was just frozen. My fight or flight was triggered, and by some miracle I fell asleep again, and boom, 5 a.m. it happens again. And when I say like intense pounding, I mean like it's ridiculous. It's like literally FBI pounding. Is when I knew my house was seriously haunted. Keep in mind, like, I was going ghost hunting. I was going ghost hunting with my cousin. I was going ghost hunting by myself, and I did not know what I was doing. I wasn't protecting myself, so I was bringing things home. There was one day where I was upstairs in the dining room, and I was taking a photo of my brother's urn, because we have like a little altar for him. And in the background of the photo, you can see like a 6-foot shadow figure. So yeah, I know it's kind of hard to see. Sorry, something pulled on my hair. I don't know. I mean, like, it's not going to be on video. That was fucking weird. I have my own business where I do like tarot readings, psychic readings, and mediumship sessions, and I do them out of my room because I can't afford to rent an office space at this moment. So I am inviting in a lot of spiritual traffic in my house, and I probably shouldn't do it in my bedroom, but so anyways, coming to my mediumship was like, it was really paranormal investigations and ghost hunting. And I did my first market the other day as a vendor. It's a witch's market in the city near me. It was just offering psychic tarot readings because I don't think I could possibly do mediumship readings all day for 2 days when thousands of people were coming through. And there was a couple people where I was like, I know that I'm doing like a tarot reading for you, but there's someone here for you. And there's this one woman who came up, and she immediately noticed my necklace, and she talked about how she's Greek, and like her family history. And I was like, I'm sorry, I have to stop you. There's like a baby on the other side. Like, did you recently lose a child? And she started bawling, and she started crying, and she was like, I just had a miscarriage. I really wish that I could do another reading for her. And there's one lady who came up and... Hello? I'm just gonna continue. There's another lady who came up, and as soon as she sat down, I felt a man to the left of me, and he was just chilling. And I didn't tell her I felt a man because, like, there was hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people in that building. So I wasn't sure if this was a man that she knew, and by the time that this lady came to my table, it was the end of the day and I was exhausted. Like, I had given probably 10, 15, 20, 25 readings, I don't even know. And she starts crying, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, it's okay. You're in a safe space. If we need to step outside, I'd gladly step outside with you and get some air. And she was like, sorry, like, my husband died last year. And I explained that the man was white, probably about 6 feet, 6'2", and he had like brown hair with gray, like he had salt and pepper hair. Also, that's a very vague description, but then, you know, he was slim, he had jeans on and a t-shirt, and his hands were rough. I felt like his hands were rough, like he worked in trades. Like, you know how some people's hands are, when, like, mechanics' hands, basically? And she was like, yeah, he's a mechanic. And I know that's a very vague description, but I was like, he's here, he's with you. And I did an amazing reading. I don't know, man. I think it's a beautiful journey. Like, I'm at the point in my mediumship where I don't super want to be doing mediumship readings as much as I want to be, like, a paranormal investigator, which is why Taylor and I have created this channel to kind of work on our dream. I'm back from dinner, and I don't remember where I left off. Okay, so a little thing happened where I thought I filmed a whole video, but I didn't, or I did and the footage got lost. So I'm just gonna make this clip the last clip of the video. I apologize for the inconsistency. I know, like, I was here and then I wasn't and whatnot. Let's have some tea before we end the video, and I'll finish it off with what I did say when I thought I was recording. Okay, so essentially I ended the video off saying, like, if you think you're a medium or are considering growing your abilities, do it. You only live once. Like, life is short. It's also long, but I'm already 21, and there's a lot of shit I could have done that I still can do that I regret not doing when I had the chance. And I mean, that speaks volumes considering I'm still young. But, like, my takeaway from that is, don't do that. Don't make the same mistake that I do and did, and that millions of other people. My apologies, the storage is full on my phone and I don't have a proper camera yet, so sometimes the video will just stop because it wants to. But just go for it. And, like, there's like a couple rules to growing your abilities, and really it just comes down to being educated and knowing how to clear ground and protect yourself in your space. And you can always text Taylor and I. We obviously are still in the thick of the journey, but we're happy to talk to people and just give advice. And I know that this is the beginning of our YouTube channel, and there's a chance that someone may come across this and be like, wow, this is exactly what I needed to hear. Like, I really want to talk to these two people. Do it. Text us, email us, comment below, and we'll reply to your comments. Like, message us on social media. We're always here. And another important thing to know is, like, oh, I guess I said this in the video that I thought I filmed. Mediums do have fear. Okay, I'm trying this one last time. Thank you for watching. It means a lot to Taylor and I, especially because we're just starting off and pursuing our journey. There are going to be more exciting videos and vlogs and such coming soon, as I'm flying out to BC to go see her, and we're actually going to do ghost hunting and paranormal investigations and vlogs and sit down videos. So if you're just finding this channel and watching our videos and you're like, not enough to hook me, stay tuned, because I almost dropped my tea. I love y'all. Thank you for watching. I'll catch all of y'all cool people on the flip side. I made such a mess doing that. There's incense all over my phone.